Dick Hanley lay in a pool of his own blood. Red blood. Viscous blood. Blood, blood, blood everywhere. And a bit of sick. That's not actually what's in this book, but this book is Terror Tome from Garth. So I had to treat myself to the signed edition, and I wanted to mention it on this video because if you know our tastes here on the podcast, I think it's safe to say that most of us are big Garth Marenghi fans. Garth Marenghi's Dark Place is a show that I highly recommend. Also Man to Man with Dean Lerner, which I think is probably, it was Dark Place and Dean Lerner were the first shows that I saw Richard Ayoade in. But this is obviously the alter ego of Matthew Holness, and I'm looking forward to reading this and laughing so hard that I am terrified. So yeah, Terror Tome is out now. I recommend you give it a go. I've just had a look at a couple of excerpts that I've enjoyed. Don't know when I'll get to it. I'm about 3/4 of the way through Fairy Tale by Stephen King. Really enjoying that still, and hopefully I'll finish that by the end of this week, time allowing, which is a lot better than I was doing with my reading this time last year. So let me put that down just now. What else arrived through the post, I hear you ask? I can't really, it's just it's a recording. It's a bit. Anyway. Nope. Nope is out now on Blu-ray. I think it's potentially the film of the year. I absolutely loved it. I think there's a lot to get from it. I think Nope works both on the surface level and everything that you can dig around and examine in it. I'm not going to force my own opinion or interpretation of things on you, but I think there's a lot here that some people have just dismissed because they expected the film to be one thing and then it was something else entirely. I understand people who were really disappointed by it and who, you know, who did want it to be a kind of more straightforward thing, but it actually really impressed me beyond my wildest expectations. I loved Get Out. I think everyone loved Get Out. I liked Us a lot. I think there's more to get from Us on repeat viewings, but it didn't quite work as well for me. Again, that might have been to do with my expectations, but Nope is just fantastic. It does everything that Jordan Peele set out to do. The cast nail it. It's just brilliant. So that's one that arrived just the other day. And then on a completely different note, yes, I got myself Carry On Christmas. The Carry On Christmas specials, if you will, because I like the Carry On films. They're a bit of fun. A lot of them are quite bad, but they're quite bad in a way that is still fun. It's like being stuck in some family visit during Christmas time and hearing the bad jokes from your drunk uncle who's just told you the same thing every year for the past 4 years. But still, the more drunk he is, the funnier it is, and they're just fun. Obviously, attitudes of dated things are not PC, and I don't mean that in a derisory way for the term PC. It's just it's a handy shorthand. What the Carry On films are, they were based on the sort of saucy postcard humour that we sort of grew up with, I guess, in the UK. I think it's a specifically British thing. What with the Carry Ons, the Adventures movies, Confessions, that sort of thing. But I don't think I've seen these before. Yes, I just actually just chat myself and wondered what had fallen down there. I don't think I've seen these before, and I look forward to throwing them on at some point over Christmas to have a laugh. May not be very good, I know. I think it was worth it. That's it for what's dropped through the door lately. Noirvember is in full swing. If you are watching some film noirs at this time I'd already recommended, I believe, Deep Cover and Blowout that I watched a week. I recently watched Night Moves. That's another like 10 out of 10 classic I hadn't seen before. Gene Hackman in a starring role. A lot of people already know that one. It's superb. I revisited In Bruges. I think that's still on Netflix for the next week or two. Another 10 out of 10 classic. So good. Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson are so great in that movie. Ray Fiennes is also very good in his role. It's excellent. And then I watched Scandal Sheet that day, which I enjoyed. Let me just duck down here. But I watched Scandal Sheet without realising I owned Scandal Sheet. It was I think it's in the Samuel Fuller box set because I think he wrote it, or it was based on something. He didn't direct it, from what I recall. But it's very enjoyable. So if you have this box set, which I highly recommend, because I would recommend anything with Samuel Fuller's name attached, I recommend Scandal Sheet so far. So this is a box set I should remember I own and go through more of. Let me just pop that back just now. I've also, to the great pleasure of Dave, finally dived into what is, I think, my first Mexican noir. That was The Kneeling Goddess, and that's really good. I'll be reviewing that on my blog. He's given me a list of titles to check out. I'm probably going to be lucky if I get to another one or two on that list because of the variety I like to aim for. But I recommend that one, The Kneeling Goddess. Very, very good. And that's it for now. If you have any noir recommendations that you think could be under the radar and worth pointing out to people, then do drop a comment. Do please like and subscribe. Do please continue to tolerate my lo-fi approach to making these videos and my lack of editing and everything that makes this what it is. But I'm not going to ramble on at the end. Enjoy the rest of November. I will see what happens next week, what the post brings, if anything, and I'll chat to you then. Bye.